Hello, everybody. Welcome to a tropical update here. This is the wide view Atlantic right now, and we got, of course, tropical depression Ida in the Caribbean Sea. And we also got a potential new area that may form later down the line in the next 2 days here. The last hurricane center as marked um, in our latest 5-day graphical weather outlook, and I'll take a look at that in a second. But there's, of course, unsettled imagery right there in the Caribbean. Tropical depression Ida forecast to re-intensify back up to a tropical storm status here as it crosses over Cuba and then goes back over water and perhaps makes landfall over South Florida, perhaps the Florida Keys as a tropical storm. And then later, it's forecast to enter the Gulf of Mexico. It is forecast to gradually weaken till it makes landfall wherever it decides to make landfall in. Let's take a quick look though at the storms number one here, the area of interest that may develop within the next 5 days. Formation chance in the next 48 hours is a low near 0% chance. Information chance in the next 5 days is a low 20% chance. So just something to watch here over the next few days here. It doesn't really pose a threat to land just looking at this graphic at this point, but of course that could easily change here. So just keep a close eye on it here. Nothing to, of course, worry about per se. Just something to keep an eye on here. But for the most part, should become a not really much of an issue for land if that forecast holds. Here's a look at the forecast cone for Tropical Depression Ida from the National Hurricane Center's latest update on the storm. As of Friday, November 6, 2020, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time Advisory 26, the center of Tropical Depression Ida is currently located at 18.0 degrees north, 85.2 degrees west. Maximum sustained 1-minute winds at 35 miles per hour, which of course makes it a tropical depression. Moving northeast at 12 miles per hour. It's forecast to re-intensify back up to a tropical storm strength system. And then, of course, you see there's tropical storm warnings. I mean to say, tropical storm warnings in effect for all the Cayman Islands. There's also tropical storm warnings in effect for middle and central parts of Cuba there, as you can see. And there's also tropical storm watches in effect for western Cuba, as well as the Isle of Youth, Cuba, and also all of South Florida, and then parts of the western Bahamas, as you can see there. And then here's the key messages graphic from the National Hurricane Center for tropical depression Ida, as you can see here. And acceptably right now, and read it if we want to. Just stop it right here, and you can read what it says there. And here's the Spanish version as well if you want to stop it right now and read this if you want to as well. Here's a look at what the storm looks like on infrared satellite imagery here. Tropical depression Ida. Not, of course, the most well-defined system there is, but still a tropical depression strength system regardless. And like I said, forecast to re-intensify back up to a tropical storm force system. And here's water vapor imagery of the storm that gives you a little bit of wider perspective of things there. Switching basins, here's a look at the Western Pacific right now. Of course, we still got Tropical Storm 23W, also known as Atsani, still going on in the Western Pacific, and we also got a new area of interest to watch, Invest 92W, which has a medium chance of formation here, and then Tropical Depression Goni, of course, dissipated yesterday, so that's nothing to worry about at this point in time. Here's a look at Tropical Depression 23W, also known as Atsani. Currently has 50 knot winds, which is about 60 miles per hour, if I'm not mistaken. Just to the southwest of Taiwan, as you can see there, and forecast to take that southwest jog there, southwest turn, I should say, shortly here. And as it does so, it's forecast to continue weakening here, and it looks like dissipate before reaching Vietnam there by the looks of it in this forecast cone. And here's what the storm looks like on infrared satellite imagery right now. Not really a well-defined tropical cyclone, but still a tropical cyclone nonetheless, and probably going to be degraded even further in the next update that the Joint Typhoon Warning Center does if this current appearance of this storm holds here. And here's water vapor imagery here, and you get to see this really it's only one little puff of convection that's now waning now. That was a part of this tropical storm here. Earlier this morning, it actually looks somewhat half decent, at least according to Taiwan weather radar. But now, of course, it's degraded over time now, and it'll be interesting to see if the Joint Typhoon Warning Center post analysis upgrades the peak intensity of the storm a little bit higher than originally forecast. Originally operational, we put, I should say, and post-season analysis if they do that or not, or if they keep the same peak intensity that they have right now, which I believe is about 55 knots or 60 knots, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that regard. And I think that's going to be about it for this topical update here Fairly short tropical update here by my standards, at least I guess here. Main things to take away from this tropical update: Tropical Storm Atsane should continue weakening here and eventually dissipate before reaching Vietnam. So it's going to be much of an issue, fortunately, as it takes that southwest jog. Just of course keep an eye on it here, but shouldn't be much of an issue as it will continue to weaken here over time. The area of interest in the open Atlantic, just something to keep an eye on here. And again, nothing to really panic about here. Just keep an eye on it here for future development here. When it does, or if it does end up actually developing here, since it technically hasn't developed yet. And then of course keep a close eye on tropical depression Ida right here in the Caribbean Sea, as it is forecast to threaten Cuba here, potentially the Western Bahamas, and potentially South Florida here later on down the line here. Sorry if I could speak. Sorry. And just keep an eye on that over the next coming days. And of course, listen to your local officials like the National Hurricane Center, National Weather Service, and local officials for the latest information on this particular system here as the days go on for it. And make sure you're aware of it. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below. And I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability here. And if you're curious what links and websites that I use for this tropical update, they're down in the description below. Just click the links down below, and you can get the tropical information for the world of the tropics here worldwide. Here you can get satellite imagery and stuff from the official agencies for pretty much each respective basin for the most part here. So that's again pretty much gonna be about it for this tropical update here. Hope everybody has a great day and night wherever you guys are. Stay safe, of course. Until then, see you guys on the next video. Peace.